Alexandra Eala, the trailblazer from Manila. In the lush tropical heart of Metro Manila, a 20-year-old tennis phenom is quietly rewriting the history books. Alexandra Eala may be young, but her impact on Philippine tennis is already seismic. She is, in every sense, a generational talent, a bridge between her country's modest tennis tradition and a future where Filipinas compete at the highest levels of the WTA Tour. Roots and early promise. Born on May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Eala grew up in a sport-loving family. Her mother, Riza, was a competitive swimmer, and her father, Mike, deeply believed in her potential. At a young age, Alex showed a precocious talent for tennis, picking up a racket when most children were still wrestling with basics. By the time she was in her early teens, the family made a big decision: send her to Mallorca, Spain, to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy. It was a gamble, a young girl from the Philippines relocating across continents, but one that would pay off. She trained under some of the best, refining her all-court game, learning discipline, and internalizing a champion's mindset. A history maker in the juniors. Alex's junior career was nothing short of historic. In 2022, she became the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam singles title by claiming the U.S. Open girls crown, defeating Lucy Havlikova 6-2, 6-4. Before that, she had already shown her doubles prowess, winning junior Grand Slam doubles titles at the 2020 Australian Open with Prisca Negrohu and the 2021 French Open with Oksana Selikhmetova. Through it all, she carried a deeper purpose. She didn't just play for herself, but for the future of tennis in her homeland. At her U.S. Open victory, she noted that her win isn't just my victory, it's our victory, so I could help Philippine tennis. 2025, the year of breakthroughs. While many young pros take time to find their feet, 2025 was the year Alex Eala exploded into global consciousness. Miami Open magic. Arguably her breakout moment came at the 2025 Miami Open. Entering the tournament on a wild card and ranked outside the top 130, she put together a stunning run, beating 3 Grand Slam champions along the way: Yelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and then Iga Swiatek, world number 2 at the time. Her win over Swiatek made headlines around the world, and she became the first Filipina ever to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal, making WTA final history. In June, Eala continued turning heads on grass at the Lexus Eastbourne Open. Coming through qualifying, she upset Varvara Gracheva 7-5, 2-6, 6-3 to reach her first WTA Tour final. Though she fell short in the final, narrowly losing to Maya Joint in a dramatic super tiebreak, the achievement was monumental. She became the first Filipino woman ever to contest a WTA singles final. First WTA title. Then came another breakthrough. In September 2025, Eala won her first W125 Challenger title at the Guadalajara 125 Open, defeating Hungarian Panna Udvardy 1-6, 7-5, 6-3 in a dramatic comeback. While these events sit just below the main WTA Tour level, her win is still historic. She's the first Filipina to win a WTA 125 title. Rising in the rankings. All of this success came with a steep rise in her WTA ranking. In November 2025, Eala broke into the top 50, reaching a career high of number 50, another first for a Filipino woman. She could very well become the greatest ever tennis player from the Philippines, but not quite yet, as you can read here. In the world of tennis, where giants have stood for generations, a young star from Manila emerged not only to compete but to redefine possibility. Alexandra Eala, born on May 23, 2005 in Quezon City, Philippines, has swiftly transformed from a promising junior into a global trailblazer, carrying the hopes of an entire nation while rewriting what it means to be a Filipino athlete on the world stage. Wikipedia. The beginnings, the court where it all started. Alexandra's story begins not on the world's grand stages, but on modest local courts. Guided by her grandfather's encouragement and nurtured by a family with strong sporting roots, she began swinging a racket at just 4 years old. From early on, the courts were more than just a place to practice. They were a space where dreams took shape, where her left-handed strokes and relentless spirit started to tell a story much bigger than herself. The Straits Times. Her mother's own experience as an athlete, a medalist swimmer, and her grandfather's determination to expose her to competition laid the groundwork for a career that would eventually transcend Philippine borders. The Straits Times. 2. The bold leap to Spain. A young dream takes flight. At age 13, Alexandra and her older brother made a life-changing decision. They left the Philippines to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Manacor, Spain. Surrounded by rigorous coaching, elite peers, and the influence of global champions, Alexandra learned not just the strokes of tennis but the mindset of excellence. South China Morning Post +1. Training far from home wasn't easy. It demanded sacrifice, discipline, and resilience beyond her years. Yet, these formative years in Spain conditioned her for something extraordinary, a future where she would not only succeed individually but elevate Philippine tennis to heights never before seen. 3. Junior champion. A first for the Philippines. The first major thunderclap in Alexandra's rising career came in 2022, at just 17 years old, when she became the first Filipino tennis player ever to win a junior Grand Slam singles title, capturing the U.S. Open girls singles crown. This achievement wasn't just another title, it was a statement that a Filipino could stand atop the biggest stages in junior tennis and do so with flair and maturity. Wikipedia. That victory was a signpost, a milestone that hinted this was not a fleeting spark, but the birth of something enduring. For breaking barriers on the professional tour. Turning professional in March 2020, Alexandra's progress was steady, but it was the 2025 season that etched her name permanently into history. What she accomplished that year wasn't just success, it was transformation, both personal and national. At the Miami Open, she stunned the tennis world. Entering as a wild card and ranked outside the top 100, Alexandra went on a historic run, defeating former Grand Slam champions and top players. Yelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, Iga Swiatek, then world number 2. Her win over Swiatek made headlines around the globe and marked her as the first Filipina ever to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal, a feat unprecedented in Philippine tennis history. Tennis Grandstand +1. Suddenly, she was not just a talented player, she was a giant killer, a history maker, a force to be reckoned with. 5. Ranking records and historic milestones. Eala's relentless achievements continued to accumulate. She became the first Filipino woman to break into the WTA Top 100, reaching a career high of world number 50 in late 2025, the highest ranking any Filipino player has ever achieved. Wikipedia. She made history at the 2025 U.S. Open by becoming the first Filipino to win a main draw match at a Grand Slam in the professional era, defeating world number 14 Clara Towson in a dramatic comeback. Reuters.